After being pecked by a radioactive bird, somewhat mannered, Tuthill was compelled to become Kinneas, a Skydude. Bum, 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 bum. We'll be getting started at the top of the hour here. Thanks for tuning in. Episode number 302. And I thought we were going to be flying the Heart Aerospace today, but we're going to go ahead and keep going north. Anyway, give me just a minute to go over everything. I had some audio problems yesterday. I had a couple scene switching problems yesterday. So just need to make sure everything is working fine today. So I hope you're having a great day. It's a fantastic day here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. The weather's beautiful today. How's it where you're at? And where's my coffee go? There we go. I hope they did not cut off that intro clip. After being pecked by a radioactive bird, somewhat mannered, Tuthill was compelled to become Kinneas, a Skydude. Oh yeah, short and sweet, my origin story. Everybody's got to have an origin story, right? Make sure I'm logged into Bushtalk Radio here. Let me get the EFB. Okay, so the scene switcher is working. So yesterday I made a big mistake. I was coming in for a landing and I had all my darn screens open. Right, and so you couldn't really see my landing, which wasn't so great anyway, so that's probably a good thing. But still, I mean, 300 episodes and I'm still making really rookie mistakes. I'm not real happy with that. Anyway, I went ahead and went back to the automatic scene switcher and I just set up another scene altogether. One where I have this stuff up. And if I click back to now my main simulator window, it should do that. And clear anything out. So when I'm over here messing with the dice, doing dicey things, or checking out Bushtalk, any of this, it will stay there until I trigger it back. Okay, make sure we're signed in here. Log in and sign up. Good, and we should appear way up here in Alaska. Let me get it synced with the simulator. So everything has been, all the jobs mostly have been just kind of forcing us to go north. We don't have to, but you know, might as well just keep going further and further north. And I have been joking that it's going to eventually take us across the water over to Russia, and it just might. We'll see what tomorrow holds. So it's scheduled for 3 hours. I might cut the cruise a little bit short. I don't want to do 3 hours today. Okay, yes. So there we are, and I think we're back up at Fairbanks, Alaska again. We were here the other day. And we're flying. Yeah, Fairbanks is just north of. All right, so that's working. We're at 57 minutes after the hour. Let me double check a couple of more things. Okay, the desktop audio is there. Don't hear if the audio browser is working.
Lad Army Airfield, ICAO, PAF, is the military airfield.
Okay, that's working. In case anybody wants to get a hold of me on Discord, go ahead and open that. Great.
After being pecked by a radioactive bird, somewhat mannered, Tuthill was compelled to become Kinneas, a Skydude.
Now I've got to figure out how to make it not cancel. So every time I move between scenes, it resets the camping. Well, whatever it is, the timer. It resets the timer. Let me look at the property on that one. Enable anti-aliasing, blah, blah, blah. Properties? No, it doesn't have any option. Stay on. That's so funny. Most other things do. They're like, as soon as it turns off, reset it. That one does not. All right, well, that's the best we can do to prepare. The best I can do. And hopefully everything will go right. There we are. It's the top of the hour. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Let me go ahead and play my clip. You're just tuning in.
After being pecked by a radioactive bird, somewhat mannered, Tuthill was compelled to become Kinneas, a Skydude.
I really like that last image that the AI generated, the bird squawking away. I told the AI, please, like, point up in the air triumphantly at the airplanes. And it ended up pointing at the bird angrily.
After being pecked by a radioactive bird,
that one wasn't
somewhat
so bad.
mannered, Tuthill was compelled to become Kinneas, a Skydude.
Yeah, I told the AI, I prompted it like, okay, so after the bird fights the guy, he's pointing up in the air triumphantly at the airplane. I didn't mention pointing at the bird at all. The AI is like, oh, how about this one? But I just kind of thought that was funny. So I kept that one. Okay. So, like normally, let me grab my dice, let me grab my random failures. We have to give the bad guys an opportunity to strike. All right, so let me get my D8 here. I've got my random failures on the screen. Let me roll them. A 2. Okay, so random failures. So a bad guy or something happens, you know. Somebody's sneaking around. Stop any failures. Resets. Number 2, that would be gear. There's 3 options in here, so let me get a D4. And if they roll, the bad guys roll a 4. Yeah. And if the bad guys roll a 4, nothing happens. Roll them. 1. Gear center stuck. Okay, so let me enable that. And now let's figure out what percentage. Roll them. 63%. chance of a gear center stuck. So change that to 630. They make it 1 to 1,000% in here, not 100. I don't know why. Okay, save it. And we go to our presets and our overview, and we start it. All right. And then we can check a failures list and hit show failures. So right at the moment, it hasn't failed. There are a lot of things that can trigger it. It can just decide to trigger instantly. It can decide to trigger at a certain altitude, at a certain time. We don't know, right? So anyway, the bad guys have successfully struck today and sabotaged the plane in some way, and we just don't know if it's going to cause a problem or not. All right, so let's move those out of the way. All right, and now let me show you where we're at today in the world. We're way up here in the north. We traveled from Colorado, and we've been making our way on this career. All the jobs have been leading us further and further east and north. Up into Canada, we're finally up into Alaska. And I said, I was joking, I'm like, eventually these jobs are going to take us right across the way, and we're going to end up in Russia, aren't we? China or Russia. And we might. So we're down here. One of those when you zoom in, sometimes kind of lose it. We're at near or at Fort Wainwright. We at? Right here. Clear Creek Airport. Okay. And nearby, we've got a couple audio tours. We're not going to be, well, I suppose we could detour that way. But yeah, we were here the other day, so we've gotten this audio tour before. Let me just go ahead and play some of these while I get us ready.
Satellite field and taken off deployment in 2007. It has been a Superfund site since 1989. Eelson AFB was named in honor of polar pilot Carl Ben Eelson. Its host unit is the 354th Fighter Wing assigned to the 11th Air Force of the Pacific Air Forces. The 354 FW's primary mission is to support Red Flag Alaska, a series of Pacific Air Forces commander-directed field training exercises for U.S. forces, joint offensive counter-air, interdiction, close air support, and large force employment training in a simulated combat environment.
I like being in the middle of the forest, but I mean, we're like in the middle of a forest. Boy, how am I gonna get out of here? Where? What? This doesn't seem like an airfield to me. It's like it spawned us just out in the field somewhere. Wow. Well, let's see what happens. See if it actually has got a plan to get us out of here. No, and I can try to use slew and...
Good morning. So today's destination is Kobuk and we're loaded with general freight? Everything's secure at the back. Nothing's moving. It's going to be smooth and easy.
I'm much happier taking this plane up. Yesterday, that little Cessna was getting bounced around an awful lot. I don't think we can get out of here.
Sensitive cargo containers are designed to withstand turbulence, but keep a steady flight speed and adjust accordingly. A timely and secure delivery will ensure that everyone is satisfied.
Two Alpha Kilo 2 Traffic Kin Bravo, Charlie 69er, is taxiing to runway tree 1.
Uh-huh. Drive through the tree, Kinneas. In the middle of the place that they want us to stop. And Slew's not working here? Let's restart. Let's see what happens. See if it puts us in the spot. That just doesn't seem right at all. Just doing it again. Oh, the trees look lovely. Nobody in their right mind would do this. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take a hit to our score.
Containers are designed to withstand turbulence, but keep a steady flight speed and adjust accordingly. A timely and secure delivery will ensure that everyone is satisfied.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna lower my score because I'm gonna just go ahead and skip the takeoff part and try to just avoid. Look at that.
TOS system test.
And you can't slew in rear mode. Oh, I think we're bunged on this one, really. I'd have to file a bug report. Now we're tilted on the ground and we're right up against a tree. Huh.
Two Alpha Kilo 2 Traffic Kin Bravo, Charlie 69er, taking off.
I can't
runway
skip
tree 1
just
departure to
take
west.
off. Let's see. Okay, we have to abort. We're gonna get huge penalties against us for crashing the plane. That's not my fault. You can see that that's not my fault. Seriously, come on. That's one of the only times that's really done that. And now, do we not have that job anymore? No, now this one has us going up to there. So once I aborted it, now it filled the job. Now we don't have anything taking us out. Well, it's taking us further north. Well, darn you, Microsoft. I was excited about going over there. Let's try to change the time of day. What if we here do the jobs? I was available all day yesterday. Nope, nope, nope. Wait. That's a 14-hour flight. It'll probably definitely take us to Russia. All right, well, let's bite the bullet. Let's just do this one. Gotta commit to something. So I'll have to change the cover art. I have to change everything about today's activity. So pain is appropriate. We're starting out in pain. That is so appropriate. To PFYU, Fort Yukon. Let's hope this one spawns us in properly. Have you had that happen to you before? That was strange. Well, at least looks like we're on a runway. Always rainy day without you. All right.
Hi, Captain. Happy to work with you today. I'm
Hola.
your co-pilot, and my name's Jessica Hopkins. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Jessica Hopkins. Do. You better put on some. The icing stuff. Some icing yesterday. Might be a little cool in here. Let me drop the temperature a little bit. Cost. All right. Let's take a look at the flight plan. Do we actually have one today? Yesterday was just kind of, here, go straight to the airport. They really didn't have anything. Okay, we actually got waypoints today. Bad gateway, unable to the origin service. Okay, refreshing Bushtalk. Who knows? Bad gateway. It's been operating just fine. So I don't know what the problem is. It's always something, right? All right, so we're taking off from pain, climb, downwind, headwind, long cruise stretch. Probably going to skip some of this. Okay. All right. When we come in here, is that no? That looks like coming out here. Bring around. Steely Burma. Zetmo. Eknek. Ovmi. I think 11,000 feet at level 1,000. All right.
Hi there. It's Alicia. Now that you're all set up, let me go over the important details with you. You're carrying goods in bulk on this flight. Shipment is from our partner's site and time critical. You must reach Fort Yukon ASAP. The skids have high tolerance with turbulence, but make sure you keep the delivery smooth and on time. All relevant information is in your flight packet, which is uploaded on your map as a reference. Fly safely, team.
Go team. Weather's cleared up just a touch while we've been sitting here.
Papa Alpha India November Traffic Kin Bravo Charlie Charlie 9er is taxiing to runway 17.
ATC.
Papa Alpha India November Traffic Kin Bravo Charlie Charlie 9er taking off runway 17 departure to the north.
Didn't.
Papa Alpha India November Traffic Kin Bravo Charlie Charlie 9er is taxiing to runway 17.
A pretty wicked pull to the right today. I let go of the yoke. Up, go right around there. Direction. All right, so I don't have any ATIS. Do we have any other? No, we have no other communications giving readout. So cooler. I'm due for a new joystick. This one is just about giving up the ghost. It does have a pull in it, but I thought I had adjusted that in settings. Gotta center it out a little bit. All right, Caravan. Do some things in here. You cannot trust flight level change in the Caravan. It's way too aggressive. So if you're trying to set up here, we go ahead and set to 11,000. All right, 11,000 feet. Turn the yaw damper on. Set vertical speed. feet per minute. Put it on nav. Bank limiter. Good weather, clear up. Why don't you clear up? Oh, the windsock's doing the Wang Chung. Everybody Wang Chung tonight.
V1, rotate.
Not really.
Anchorage Center Kin Bravo, Charlie 9er is type Cessna Caravan 1 mile south of Papa Alpha, India November, 2,200 feet request flight following. Kin Bravo, Charlie 9er Anchorage Center, Squawk 0412.
Squawk 0412. Blah, 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 blah.
Squawk 0412, Kin Bravo, Charlie 9er.
Charlie 9er.
Kin Bravo, Charlie 9er radar contact 2 miles south of Papa Alpha, India, November, 2,500 feet, altimeter 29er. 62.
962.
Roger, Kin Bravo, Charlie 9er.
Not have. Still not nav. Local. Oh, we're in the wrong. Yeah.
Kin Bravo, Charlie
What?
9er is cleared to Papa Foxtrot Yankee Uniform Airport as filed. Squawk 0412.
Two. Smack us into a mountain. Don't you dare smack us into the mountain. Close enough to see bighorn sheep.
500.
Oof. Awful tight. Just gorgeous, Alaska. Just gorgeous. Wow. I was mentioning the last couple flights. I'm a mountain person, so I love looking at mountains. Love it. Looks like we got some wicked weather right there. I don't think I'm going to be flying through it. Going around the outside of it, unless it's going to push north into us. But at least we're not in the Cessna. The Cessna really has a tough time at altitude, I think. And then didn't have the guts to climb. And then, boy, she gets bounced around an awful lot. Not that this one won't bounce around, but our wind like today. And oh, that's not, well, at least it's a tailwind. We had a crosswind pushing out our rear end yesterday, 11 knot gusts and over. So it jostled the cargo around pretty good. We got a pretty low rating on the cargo. Okay, we're at 5,600. I think we're okay to put the separator back on. Yeah, we're still getting kind of around. Not too bad. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a great day. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Captain, pilot, corporal, lieutenant. Ooh, we're getting into the pea soup, though. I'm gonna see if we're getting tracked on Bushtalk, though. Oh, it says we are. See if we're moving. Yeah, good. All right, it's still tracking us. We just passed. It didn't give us this one. We just passed Sugar Loaf.
Sugar Mountain is a 4,784 feet summit located in the Alaska Range near Denali National Park and Preserve in Alaska, United States. It is situated 6 miles northeast of park headquarters and 6 miles southeast of Healy. The George Parks Highway and Alaska Railroad traverse the western base of this mountain as each passes through the Nenana River Gorge. Mount Healy, Sugar's nearest higher neighbor, is set 5.2 miles to the west across the gorge. This peak's local descriptive name was published in 1950 by the United States Geological Survey.
So it didn't play right when we took off, but we're pretty much, as we took off and spun around, we were right in the vicinity. But it didn't, or it was a little bit south of us. Either way, it was in the vicinity. Coming up ahead. Healy's off to our left. Not that we can see it at the moment. Nothing. Looks like we might just skirt. I don't know. We might just skirt right between these. Gold King Creek.
with a gravel and dirt surface measuring 2,558 by 17 feet. For the 12-month period ending December 31, 2005, the airport had 50 general aviation aircraft operations, an average of 4 per month.
We passed by that yesterday. Auto. We're getting some icing, but this stuff's supposed to be on our anti-icing. And we passed by the Space Force yesterday. And that relays information out of NASA. We're going to be passing by it again here on our port side.
Clear Air Force Station is a United States Air Force station radar station for detecting incoming ICBMs and submarine-launched ballistic missiles to NORAD's command center and to provide space surveillance data to Air Force Space Command Space Control Center. CLEAR's and /FPS 123 upgraded early warning radar is part of the solid-state phased array radar system. The historic property was one of the Alaska World War II Army airfields and later a Cold War BU site, providing NORAD data to Colorado's BU Central Computer and Display Facility.
Excuse me a moment, I have a co-pilot cat that wants to jump out, I guess. Give me a minute. Get him a parachute and shove him out the door. Come on. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Over here we have that station that sends information all the way back to my hometown, Colorado Springs, which is the home of NORAD, North American Radar Defense. Whittick. Makes me think of Kristen Whittick from the Vikings television show. And we do got some icing forming on the wings. Hopefully that de-icing works. I don't want to go down out here somewhere. That'd be horrible. Literally one of those nightmare scenarios. I would ask for a altitude decrease, but one of those, I didn't study the maps for this flight, so I don't know what the tallest peaks are. They want us at 11,000, but if it gets too much worse, I'll try to come down a little bit. $9,200. Getting into stuff like this before you know how to use your instruments to fly, man, I can remember the first several times I started learning how to fly in bad weather. How bad can it be? If you don't know how to read your instruments or trust your instruments, it can be incredibly scary. You don't know which way's up, which way's down. Feel helpless. And that really encourages you to hurry up and learn how to use all the instruments. Good news is there's so many great people out there that do videos and tutorials on how to learn everything that you'd want to learn. Every different type of aircraft you'd want to learn. YouTube is such a wonderful place for that stuff. All right, we're at 10,000 feet. Wait.
Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie, and Niner.
10,000
contact
feet.
Anchorage Center on 120. Niner, good day.
In the Cessna yesterday, our pitot tube froze. Yesterday was pretty treacherous.
Kin Bravo,
Treacherous.
Charlie Charlie, Niner.
What?
Please acknowledge.
Yes. Telling people how treacherous
0.
it was yesterday.
Bravo, Charlie Charlie, Niner.
So,
Anchorage Center Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie, Niner is at 10,600 feet, climbing 11,000 feet.
Sure.
Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie, Niner,
964.
altimeter 29er, 64 radar contact, continue to Charlie Uniform November.
my altimeter frozen now. So yesterday the pitot tube froze, right? And then I was way high over my destination, and the plane was freezing up. So I started descending, but I couldn't tell how fast I was going. And once the pitot tube unfroze, I was doing extreme speeds down to the ground, and that's where a lot of my loss of points for being gentle with the cargo came from. But that was totally unexpected. Okay, 11,000 feet. Right. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks for tuning in and stopping in, checking in on me. Appreciate it. Hey, if you're doing anything, any live streaming or any other activities, and you want to make me or us aware of it, please feel free to let us know in the chat room what you're up to. Or if they'll let me come down.
Anchorage Center Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie, Niner. Request 10,000 feet. Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie, Niner descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Thank you. Try that.
Descend and maintain 10,000 foot Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie, Niner.
Not good. We'll get to 10, then we'll see if we can inch down another 1,000, see if they're cool with it. Looks pretty flat down below, according to this. But climbing up ahead. Hopefully.
10,000 feet.
A little bit. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. All right, there's 10.
Anchorage, Centerkin Bravo, Charlie Charlie 9er. Request 9,000 feet. Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie 9er descend and maintain 9,000 feet.
Yay.
Descend and maintain 9,000 foot Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie 9er.
Change. Oof, we are getting bounced. Can't tell if that's an operative or not. Not getting any reading if.
Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie 9er, please expedite your descent 9,000 feet.
What is that? Oh, so the wind's completely changed on us. It was behind us, pushing us. We've been on the same course heading, but the wind's completely turned around. Now it is over here, pushing against us. Still haven't lost our icing on the window. That, like squirting it or something. That down.
Anchorage, Centerkin Bravo, Charlie Charlie 9er. Request 8,000 feet. Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie 9er descend and maintain 8,000 feet. Descend and maintain 8,000 foot Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie 9er. Charlie, Charlie Niner. Niner, please expedite your descent 8,000 feet.
Alaska's trying to kill us, folks. Tried to kill us yesterday, and it's trying to kill us today. I remember watching a television program about people that operate air services up in Alaska. Just crazy. Brave people. Oops. Back in there. Now that I leveled out at 8, got to put the throttle back in. That's my bad. $3,000.
Anchorage Center Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie, Niner Niner. Request 7,000 feet. Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie Niner Niner, descend and maintain 7,000 feet. Descend and maintain 7,000 foot, Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie, Niner Niner.
So if you're just tuning in, Alaska's trying to kill me. We have a lot of icing on the plane. I'm trying to just inch it down, 1,000 feet at a time, see if they can get us a little lower. And down to a little bit warmer air.
Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie Niner. Niner, please Expedite your descent 7,000 feet.
Huh? I'm expediting. All right, 7,000 feet. And we're out of it. Still, though, that icing. See, we've got this here, but it just doesn't seem to be working. This pitot heat is auto here. No button. I don't think carb. Doesn't look as open. Sure.
Anchorage Center Kin Bravo, Charlie 9er. Request 6,000 feet. Kin Bravo, Charlie 9er descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Kin Bravo, Charlie 9er, please acknowledge. Descend and maintain 6,000 foot Kin Bravo, Charlie 9er.
Twelve to 18 gusts. Oh, Joe. That's lovely. I love all the twisting rivers. Oh, we just skirted right through all of these audio tours. The nearest one now over to our left. Goldstream Dredge.
Dredge number 8 is a ladder dredge operated by the Fairbanks Exploration Company from 1928 to 1959. It is located on the Old Stees Highway between Fairbanks and Fox in the central part of Alaska. Starting in the 1920s, water was brought to the area through the 90-mile Davidson Ditch for gold mining. The Goldstream Dredge No. 8 cut a 4.5-mile track and produced 7.5 million ounces of gold. The dredge was named a Historic Mechanical Engineering Landmark by the American Society of Mechanical Engineers in 1986. In 1984, it was listed as a historic district on the National Register of Historic Places. Today, it is open to the public. During summer months, tours of the dredge and gold
We're out of the
canyon
freezing.
are available for a small fee.
That's the sweet spot right there. The air is warm enough right here. Yeah, so a lot of gold mining down there. So a big dredge somewhere. Those things are crazy. Especially the big ones that used to operate on the waters. Just unbelievable. It's like operating a giant mecha. But again, we're in the clear. This is the spot we needed to be. The air is warm enough right here. All the icing is gone. Glory, hallelujah. Coming up in front of us, just slightly off to our starboard side, like 1 o'clock.
The Fairbanks Exploration Company Dredge No. 2 is a historic gold mining dredge in a remote area of Fairbanks, North Star Borough, Alaska, northeast of the city of Fairbanks. It is currently located on the north bank of Fish Creek, shortly northeast of the mouth of Slippery Creek. Its main structure is a compartmented steel hull, 128 feet long, 60 feet wide, and 12 feet high, with a 1 to 2 story superstructure above made of steel and wood framing sheet.
One of my
in
controls
metal.
is messed
It has
up.
3 gantries and a digging ladder 112 feet long at its bow that weighs 178,000 pounds. All of its original operating equipment was reported to be in place in 1999. The dredge was built in 1927 by the Bethlehem Steel Company and assembled for use in Alaska in 1928. It was operated by the Fairbanks Exploration Company in the Goldstream Valley from 1928 to 1949, and on Fairbanks Creek and Lower Fish Creek from 1950 to 1961.
One of my controls must be off. For example, when I changed camera and went over to the cockpit side to look out the window, it threw the aileron all the way to the right, and the plane started tipping, and it came out of autopilot. So I need to go to controls and find out. That wasn't it. Just the D. The D, please. Toggle auto rudder. Oh, make sure I'm on keyboard. set nav one. Something did it. It's happened before where I'm moving my camera around. It should at least give me the camera controls and show me what it's doing. Whatever. I'm not seeing it. So yeah, when I slid over here, right? Came over here. I started looking out the window. Plane started tipping. So anyway, I switched it over to the Cessna control set. Should be okay. Always something. All right, see if we got anything up ahead.
Davidson Ditch is a 90-mile conduit built in the 1920s to supply water to gold mining dredges in central Alaska. It was the first large-scale pipeline construction project in Alaska, and lessons learned in its construction were applied to the building of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline System. It is eligible for inclusion on the National Register of Historic Places, but has not been listed due to a lack of information. Despite this, the remains of the conduit are partially protected by its inclusion in the White Mountains National Recreation Area.
Don't know that we'll be able to see it, but again, I love learning about all this stuff as we're flying around. Thank you, Bushtalk Radio. I love you. I see Swiss 583 is are you live? Is he live? No, it was 1 hour ago. Let me pop over. Give it a thumbs up. So 1 hour ago, Swiss 583 was doing VR, Perfect Machine, Skyward Simulations, the DA50RG, LSZE Bad Ragaz to LSZS Samadon. Neat looking plane. Oh, Nightwolf is live. He's a good pilot, and he's a lot of fun to watch. He's a good dude.
Hudson Ditch is a 90-mile conduit built in the 1920s to supply water to gold mining dredges in central Alaska. It was the first large-scale pipeline construction project in Alaska, and lessons learned in its construction were applied to the building of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline System. It is eligible for inclusion on the National Register of Historic Places, but has not been listed due to a lack of information. Despite this, the remains of the conduit are partially protected by its inclusion in the White Mountains National Recreation Area. White Mountains is a 71-mile, 115 kilometers mountain range in the Yukon-Koyukuk Census area of the U.S. state of Alaska. It lies between Beaver Creek and Preacher Creek, and was named by prospectors for its composition of white limestone. The range reaches a maximum elevation of 3,176 feet 968 meters. Some of the range is located in the White Mountains National Recreation Area, a 1,000,000-acre 4,000 square kilometers wilderness just 30 miles 48 kilometers north of Fairbanks. The White Mountains and Ray Mountains together constitute the Yukon-Tanana Uplands, an area of low mountain ranges and high ground in.
There went the plane again.
Alaska.
Is it turn? Oh no! Damn plane wanting to break. Autopilot. GPS. 6,000 feet. Stay on it. Started rolling again, or I'm hallucinating. It's finally getting to me, guys. I'm snapping. I've got space madness. I don't know what it is for flying. Space madness. Hallucinating. Crazy. For Burma, we have VTF. What is VTF? So the Zetmo to Eknek. Ovumi have 1,000 feet. No charts. There's Japav, Ovmi, Eknek, okay, so flying to Zetmo. There's Burma. Okay, so we're 41 miles from Burma. The lowest point, the waypoint on the screen. All triangles usually on the maps are waypoints designated by 5 letters, as opposed to VORs, which are 3. So Burma, Zetmo, and then again we turn. Go to Eknak, Ovmi, Japav. Then we need to be at 1,000 feet. And then Zetmo. And it says that's where we can hold if we have to. Where's the runway? There's the hold. The hell is the airport? We turn around. So we fly all the way back out here and then go fly all the way out there just to come back to this point. You see what I mean? According to that, there's a VOR. 3 letters. So we fly this big circle. Maybe this is the hold. So we should be doing an approach at... I don't know. Zetmo. Almost like we want to skip all those others. Yeah, it's like...
Kin Bravo, Charlie, Charlie, Niner, Niner, contact Anchorage Center on 135.
Hey, Captain. 1353. Your comm radio is right here. And so you would come up to your console. Yeah, they don't give me enough time to relay to you.
135. Tree for Kin Bravo, Charlie, Charlie.
So it'll switch right here. Okay, 1353. So I can change it 135. Roll backwards. Lord. He's gonna ding me for not responding. Ah, I hate the way it does that. It won't sticky key. That's 1327. That was 1353. Uh, 1327. So 1324. Make it active.
Anchorage Center Kin Bravo.
Your nav radios are over here on this side.
6,000 feet. Kin Bravo, Charlie, Charlie, Niner, Niner, Anchorage Center altimeter 29er. 6-6 radar contact, continue to Burma.
$22 knot winds. Ugh, my stomach. I think I didn't eat a breakfast this morning. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be getting a good score on the cargo handling. Just not good to win. Good wind to be moving cargo in. Oh well. You have to take the job or not. Looks like there's a rectangle in the sky up there. So I'm still trying to figure out at Zetmo. Hopefully at Zetmo we can call it in, and instead of turning around, we just fly straight in. Oh, maybe we'll have to go all the way. Oh, this thing drives me mad clicking. I wish we could blow this up too across the whole screen like in 2020. We can stretch our map out, and they put it into this EFB and they've confined us now. and it says the runway is at 1,000 feet. So at the start of the live stream, I was all scheduled to fly northeast today, and as soon as we got out there, spawning in, it spawned us in the middle of a forest, and I couldn't get it to unspawn us. And then when I tried skipping ahead, like get us to the taxi, get us to the takeoff, it just spawned us right up against trees. So as soon as I moved my throttle, we would crash. So I had no choice but to just abort it. And then once I aborted it, the job went away. So I had to take this as the backup job. They would have both been in the Caravan. It took away the job that I wanted, and that was flying the Heart Aerospace. I still haven't flown it yet. "23 minutes after the hour," and you know what that means. Normally, when I'm flying this thing around, we're doing the world tours, which is a lot of fun. Normally, the weather wasn't so bad, and plane knows which way to go. Now, hopefully, when I move around in the cockpit again, it doesn't knock out the autopilot. Trying to move slowly so I can keep an eye on it. And I like coming back here. Normally we don't have all the cargo. And I would spend so much time daydreaming here in the back of the aircraft as we were flying around. Especially doing like the route of Alexander the Great. And dreaming about tricking out the interior of this thing with a little cot and little cooking stove, and you know, what would it be like living in this thing? But it's a good place to smoke. We got air filters, you know, all up here. That way we don't bother co-pilot lady up there. The route of Alexander the Great was fantastic. So we made our way from Germany to Macedonia, down to Turkey, crossing the Hellespont, and then making our way all the way down through all of his skirmishes, all the way down and past Troy. Then his first couple of battles with the Persians, heading over to Tyre and all the way down to like Palestine, over to Egypt, and then crossing the desert where he went out to that temple to find out if he was a god or a deity or a hybrid or whatever. He wanted to go find out if he had actually Anunnaki connections. They told him he did, so he was pretty happy about that. So then from Egypt, making our way down towards Babylon, old Persepolis, old Susa. And then he started heading into India, where they started handing it to him. I don't really know if he didn't have any conflicts with them, why he started getting into conflicts with them, the Hindus. But he did. And I don't know if they were just tired at that point because they had been traveling and campaigning forever. But they started getting their butts kicked. That's the way I see it. Started getting their butts kicked by the Indians. But then, in talks, they would have ceasefires, and they would, I guess, when, he would finally meet with them and chat with them. It seems like their conversations were about, being a good leader, being a good steward. What's your role? So the Egyptians went ahead and said that they confirmed you as, one of the hybrids. And the Indians, who knows if they were telling them, well, we're also part of that, and we're pretty chill, and we don't really need to fight you no more. And let's talk about, what is a good king? What is a good steward? What are we doing here? What's our purpose? And so then he turned around and he started heading back home, and he ended up in Babylon again. I think that's where he's wanting to start founding Alexandria. Or by the time he had left Egypt, I think they were starting to establish it. And then he croaked. Oh, he was also responsible for the Gordian knot. That story. So, while he was making his way south towards Egypt, I don't know if he knew these people, but he ended up going to a town kind of out west where King Gordian lived, and Gordian had a knot, and the myth goes that whoever can untie the knot, gets to be the next king or whatever. And it was on display, and says it was on display in like center of town, and people would come from all over to try to undo the knot, and nobody could figure out. So when Alexander showed up, the story goes, he just cut the thing in half, just pulled out his sword and chop, there. I undid the knot. Either way, that's where not King Gordian, King Midas, those two myths, the myth of King Midas and the Gordian knot, are in the
11,000 feet. Expect RNAV runway 4 approach via Surmi transition. Clear to Surmi.
Okay.
Kin Bravo, Charlie 909, you are 4 miles southwest of Papa Foxtrot Yankee uniform.
Zetmo.
Kin Bravo, Charlie 909.
I'm gonna still request 6,000 feet. I don't want to go back to 11, unless I have to. Unless there's something coming up ahead. PF,
Papa Alpha Charlie Echo automated weather observation 2000 Zulu. Wind 017 at 11. Visibility 10.
Calmer.
Sky condition. Few clouds at 5,900 FT. Few clouds at 13,000 feet. Temperature 7C. Dew point 5C. Altimeter 296,749er. Papa Foxtrot Yankee uniform automated weather observation 2000 Zulu. Wind 034 at 14. Visibility 10. Sky condition. Few clouds at 9,200 FT. Few clouds at 13,000 feet. Temperature 3C. Dew point 8C. Altimeter 297,601.
976? Like 297601. What?
Papa Foxtrot, Yankee Uniform, traffic, Kin Bravo. Charlie Charlie in Niner to Niner Tree, 8 miles southwest inbound, RNAV runway 4.
Amazing. We're still dealing with like 9-mile-an-hour knot winds at 13. These gusts are absolutely insane. I can't believe how bad they've been bouncing us around. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. So I know what I'm about to show you has nothing to do with flight simulation, but I like playing other games, and I'm really interested in what's going on over at EA and Maxis right now with regards to the future of The Sims, and if they're going to be bringing back other Maxis titles to now enhance The Sims finally in 2025. But this is what I'm doing later in the afternoon and in the evening. Not you, buddy. You may have noticed lately that the Sims community has been blowing up, wanting all kinds of new gameplay features that are actually not new at all, and were kind of promised by EA and Maxis over 30 years ago. The creator's goal was that eventually all the Sim titles could work together to give you the best darn Sim experience ever. Take SimCity Societies here, and its expansion called Destinations. This would allow Sims players to create even more thematic cities. Authoritarian cities, creative cities, spiritual cities, Old West farmland cities. Create interesting resorts and theme park destinations. Anyway, I'm playing this now again to explore all the features I never did in the past, and to do some light ranting at EA and Maxis to bring back SimCity. Societies, streets, copter, parks, town, and even Spore. What happened there? Oh, when I clicked, the scene switcher. Either way, I'm playing that one. And I'm also, you may have noticed. Do you ever get a Jones to play something you haven't played? This one's kicking my butt. Time. Well, I have a SimCity 2013 Jones. It's been nagging at me for days. So I reinstalled it from the EA app, but I'm not sure that I'm happy about that. It's a madness, I tell you. A madness. It's going to consume up entirely too much of my time. You see all this fancy stuff they're displaying in this intro teaser? Well, I always seem to implode before I ever get to the fancy future stuff. I think I develop too fast, get too impatient, get a little too crazy with trying some things. So my Jones wants me to try to take it a bit slower on the development and pay close attention to the basics of population growth and basic resource demands. I want to try to get multiple cities working together, buying and selling resources and goods, then work up to regional transportation, then work up to all the future fancy stuff, and then maybe even, finally, create one of the great works. Now, that all sounds good right now, but I'm not sure how it's going to go this time around. Anyway, I got the SimCity Jones, I tell you. The Jones! And it's a madness. It is. It's kicking my butt. All right. So closer and closer and closer. I just want to stop in over at Night Wolves.
going to Bravo.
Clear out of the Bravo, maintain, out of load, VFR 3000, and I'll stand back to that squawk 650.
No, Alpha 3.
For 2366 Whiskey, squawk 1476, advise, ready text.
1476 in the box, I'll call for taxi 650.
Skydude, what's going on? Flying past to say hello. Thank you, man. This was our last one today. Doozy that followed us. We had another guy from YouTube flew with us on the way out down to Myrtle Beach. We did a down and back.
Down to 4,000.
But how's it going, man? Welcome in. We made it. 3:30. That was not a great land. I got a 401 on
1844, turn left heading 360.
11tex gave me a 397.
Runway 3. I'll get it right. Turn right heading 360. Maintain and.
All right, good. He is currently live. Nightwolf 49. And if you are no. If you are interested in going over to check out Nightwolf live after I'm done, you want to follow another flight simmer who's currently live, he's going to be at that URL. One moment. All right. They haven't harassed me about climbing back up to 11. I haven't been able to get a comm message to allow me to come down more. So I guess I'm going to be announcing on final here. It says we're at the top of the descent. Coming up to the top of descent right now. And do we have an altitude for Zetmo? We do not. But the ground is supposed to be 1,000 feet, so let's go 2,000 feet. They're probably going to yell at me, but I'm going to ignore them. Throttle back. Separators out. Come on, don't slow down that much. All right.
Papa Foxtrot, Yankee uniform, traffic, Kin Bravo, Charlie 9er is on final runway, 4 to land.
7.2 miles to Eknek.
Traffic Kin Bravo Charlie Charlie 9er 9er 1 2 miles southwest inbound RNAV runway 4 approach.
Beautiful lighting, beautiful blue. Yeah, I'm kind of making it out right there at 12 o'clock. I'm starting to make out the Pappy lights, I believe. 3,000 feet. 4.2 miles to go to Eknek. Thousand feet. Can I go half of that? Putting the flaps down a little bit, starting to slow down. Easy, take it easy. Whoa, just losing a lot of speed. There we go. Now we need to go to NOOB. Whoa. I wonder if this thing will do approach. Oh, this approach. Let's not worry about it. Let's just bring it down. Mess with that some other time. Got to remember that this thing has a reverse thrust too. So I can get that to kick in.
Stall. Stall. Stall.
Lord, that wind. Well, the reverse thrust works. Probably landed on the wrong runway. I don't know. So there's a bug here. Every time you land and then they tell you to contact ATC and press R, it bugs out right here. And you have to try to come into communications and toggle it that way.
Papa Alpha India November Traffic Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie 9er is taxiing to parking. Papa Alpha India November Traffic Kin Bravo, Charlie Charlie 9er is taxiing to parking.
Glad we've arrived.
Me too. No, cut off. I don't expect a good score. Well, I'll be darned. Cargo integrity, 91%. I can't believe it. We got bounced around way harder today. But this thing did have the cargo net on it, and the other stuff in the Cessna was just loosely there. I'm glad they liked the procedures. And we did our best to treat the baby with care, so we got a good score for that. Can't believe we got a super. Only missed one ATC transmission. Well, that turned out way, 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 way better than I thought it was going to. Dee Dee Woods. Wow, probably one of the biggest reputation jumps I've ever had. Like, you weathered the storm, kid. You did the right thing. You got a lot of moxie. Dee Dee's got a thick voice. You know, she smokes a lot of cigars. I like the cut of your jib, kid. Thank you, Dee Dee. All right. Oh, let me go back. Let me find out what jobs we opened up. Did we open up anything? We should. This is a new area for us. Really? That's it? It's 3 cargo runs. Well, now they're all kind of pushing us back. They're not sending us to Russia. So that's kind of just going back. Well, we'll see if these are available tomorrow or if anything else comes up. We wanted one of these today, going east. I think that one will take us, one of these will take us all the way back to Denver. One of them earlier. It's like a 14 hours. Well, we'll see what tomorrow brings. See if the jobs change overnight. You can, this is normally how you unlock areas of the map. You fly from one point to the other, and as you get to new destinations, it unlocks the map. But if you really are jonesing to, you know, to go unlock an area, you can usually zoom down and find an airport that you want or near, right? And you can click on it, and you can fast travel. So you'll pay money, right? So 1,780 credits to fast travel. But once you're there, it unlocks all the jobs that are, you know, in range. It'll create one of these, you know, map radius things. So you can, if you want to spend the money to open up and hop around, you can. You see there's these large gaps. That's because these were airliner flights, I believe. The last 2 down here or something. So we didn't land anywhere in between here. So on the way back, maybe we, you know, try to. If not, again, if we're not going to Russia, then maybe making our way back this way down the coast. It doesn't really matter to me. We're definitely flying places I've never flown before. Kind of like Alaska. It's quite dangerous the last 2 days. All right. Well, I need to take a break and get all set up for that sim stuff. So you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Do you ever get a Jones to play something you haven't played in a long, long time?
After being pecked by a radioactive bird, somewhat mannered, Tuthill was compelled to become Kinneas, a Skydude.
That was today's episode number 302. This show not brought to you by Calgon.